Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, June 27th. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Hey, ABC Annapolis wanted me to remind everybody to be on the lookout for a pair of petitions that you're going to receive in the mail with a postage-paid return envelope. If you want lower property taxes, and if you support independent voters being allowed to participate in primary elections, you want to be sure to sign them and see if we can't get them on the referendum when the election rolls around in November. They do want them back by July 15th. Are you waiting for your daily OMG fact? Well, here you go. If you walk and talk with somebody, eventually you're going to synchronize your steps with one another. And now it's time for the news. So, shall we? Approximately 1,200 new plebes reported to Alumni Hall at the Naval Academy for Induction Day, culminating last night with the oath of office on Warden Field by the Severn River. Incoming freshmen were guided through uniform issue, medical checks, haircuts, salute training, and other challenges before the ceremony. Once the oath was taken, families said a goodbye. Plebes won't reunite until mid-August during Parents' Weekend. Highlights of the incoming class include 814 men, 373 women, 511 minority students, 17 international midshipmen. Now, plebe summer then begins in earnest, waking them up at 5:30 a.m., eating 4,000 calories a day, logging 100 miles of running, completing 135 hours of physical training, and memorizing 225 pages of reef points, all without TV, internet, music, or more than 3 phone calls for 7 weeks. We have a bunch of photos at eyeonannapolis.net, and you want to check those out. There is a video to come. And just a side note, this was my 16th Eye Day, and I think the heat was one for the record books. Hey, first, Maryland had a hiring spree, and then there was a hiring freeze. And now, Maryland Senate President Bill Ferguson confirmed that Governor Wes Moore's statewide hiring freeze allows for, well, a lot of wiggle room. He highlighted possible exemptions for critical positions like secretaries or deputy secretaries. Speaking on potential federal Medicaid cuts, Ferguson did warn that reduced coverage may lead to uninsured individuals to delay care until they end up in emergency rooms, shifting the cost to taxpayers. Republicans pushed back, with House Minority Leader Jason Buckle accusing Democrats of overspending, and Minority Whip Jesse Pippy praising proposed federal spending cuts as welcome relief. If you are a small business, here is a deadline that you don't want to miss. Zachary's Jewelers launched a small business grant offering $5,000 to an Anne Arundel County business that can demonstrate commitment to staff, community, and people-first values. Owner Steve Samara said the award honors more than 30 years supporting local entrepreneurs. Applicants of any sector are asked, what more can we do to bring humanity to retail? It was inspired by Chief Operating Officer Constance Palamalu's visit to Botswana's Diamond Do Good initiative. The grant underlines the business as a platform for positive change. Interested businesses must apply by July 1st. That's only a couple days away, detailing employee culture, community work, and how the funds would expand their impact. Details are all available at zacharysjewelers.com. BermudAir is launching direct winter flights between BWI and Anguilla this December, operating twice weekly on Mondays and Fridays. Branded as Anguilla Air, the seasonal route will begin on December 19th with 4-hour flights starting at only $309. This marks BermudAir's first destination outside of Bermuda and follows its March 24 entry into BWI. The service complements other Caribbean expansion at the airport. Spirit Airlines is adding flights to Jamaica in July. Eastport Rockin celebrates its 28th anniversary tomorrow, and I can't believe it's been 28 years, but they're going to have 40 bands performing on 4 stages surrounding the Annapolis Maritime Museum in Eastport from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can save $5 on all of your general admission tickets with the code EOAEPR25, and that stands for Eye on Annapolis, Eastport Rockin, 25 for the year. But that does end at midnight tonight. The festival was founded in 1997, and it has donated over $500,000 to local causes, including the Eastport Volunteer Fire Department, the Annapolis Maritime Museum, the Annapolis Rape Crisis Center, Eastport Elementary School, and plenty of others over the years. You want to visit eastportrockin.com for tickets and more information, and don't forget that code, EOA-EPR25. You want to be sure to catch our local business spotlight this Saturday at noon. This week, we do chat with Matt Mullen from Arundel Federal Savings Bank. That does drop at noon on Saturday. And today on Canines and Crosstreks, the most bubbly pet we've ever had, Miss Frisky, and that really is a name that fits her. You want to listen to our spot right now and then check out eyeonannapolis.net at noon for some irresistible photos of that lovely lady and get all of the information on how you can adopt her. And again, don't forget that we have our daily newsletter that features only the top local news stories of the day. We do send it out to your email inbox at 7 p.m. every single night. Yes, that is 365 days a year, all without a paywall. It's perfect for keeping up with the weekend's news since we don't release a DNB on Saturday or Sunday. And here is a link right here in the show notes for you. All right, that's it. Now it is time just to say thank you for listening and putting up with us every day. I do hope that we add some value to your world. And if we do, please leave a review somewhere or tell a friend to give us a listen. We also want to thank our sponsors, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Hospice of the Chesapeake, and MacMedics. It is Friday, the weekend is here, and now it is time just to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, and you know it, keep shopping local. Now you want to hang tight. We have your Eye on Annapolis local weather report and then Canines and Crosstreks. All of that's coming your way in just a minute.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Good morning. Here is your weekend weather rundown for Anne Arundel County. Today will be noticeably cooler and cloudier across Anne Arundel County. After yesterday's heat, we're looking at highs of about 78 to 80 degrees and overnight lows near 70. A few showers could drift in the afternoon, but no wild weather is expected today. Tomorrow brings back the summer heat and humidity with highs climbing to 90. The sun will make some appearance midday into early afternoon, but by late afternoon, we are once again staring down a potential for a passing thunderstorm or two. Overnight lows will stay muggy in the mid-70s. Sunday keeps the hot and sticky streak alive. Expect highs near 90 with a mix of sun and clouds. Another round of pop-up storms is possible, especially in the afternoon. Lows do stay steamy again, hovering around 76 degrees overnight. And as we look ahead to Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the heat and humidity are not giving up just yet. Monday and Tuesday bring highs in the upper 80s with chances for afternoon storms. By Wednesday, the payoff finally arrives, lower humidity and plenty of sunshine with highs near 90, but it's a much more comfortable 90. And I think we're starting to sound a little bit like Arizona right here. All right, so there you are. Enjoy your weekend and stay cool.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting MacMedics in Severna Park, where appointments are not necessary. MacMedics is an Apple-authorized premium service provider. MacMedics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. MacMedics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit MacMedics in Severna Park for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call MacMedics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. That can only mean one thing. We're headed to the SPCA of Arundel County with Annapolis Subaru to play with the pups for this week's Canines and Crosstreks. Sponsored by Annapolis Subaru. Higher standards.
Well, back up here at Annapolis Subaru for Canines and Crosstreks, and this time we do have Kelly.
Yay, I'm here.
It is a miracle.
I'm here.
Is she up for adoption?
Exactly.
Honestly, Kelly, we were seriously debating last week and the
on whether you ever needed me again.
No, whether or not, like maybe you just didn't like us anymore.
Oh,
you know, like
no,
maybe
guys.
you're just like trying to think of ways to get out of having to do this with us.
No, I would just say I don't feel like coming anymore. That would be that easy. But I could never do that to you guys.
That's great.
Well,
Or Ms. Frisky.
that is getting to you. That flu, cold,
Whatever
pneumonia,
this ick
whatever
is, it
been a
has
while.
just been following me for months now.
So, who is this creature running across Billy's desk?
This beautiful dog is named Ms. Frisky. And as you can see, she's very frisky.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, you
Ms.
can't get her to stay
Frisky.
Ms. She's a Ms. She does not want to be a Miss. Doesn't want to be a Mrs. She's Ms.
Well, she's what, a Yorkie mix?
She's a Yorkie mix, and she's kind of more of like a wired haired, she's got terrier fur for sure. And God, she loves to lick your face. She's a lot of fun. She's been going on a lot of our events, and she gets along with dogs and kids. And she went on an event last Saturday and went on a hay ride, and she had a blast. So she's a lot of fun. But the energy that you're seeing is how she is all the time. So
She's like a cat size.
She is
like
like
a
a
little
cat
bit
size.
of a cat.
Totally.
Yeah.
Very
she's
cool
friendly.
dog, though.
Yeah.
Yes, we think she's around 2. That's what we think, because she looks pretty young, and her teeth seem to be young teeth. But
She has young eyes.
she definitely has young eyes.
So how did she check into the hotel SPCA?
She was just surrendered to us, and
Oh.
we didn't have much They didn't have much information on her,
A
so
little too frisky.
I guess she was probably a little frisky.
You know, I mean, she's frisky, but it's not like a handful
It's not
frisky.
annoying.
No,
You know,
just high,
and-
she's just high
Not
energy.
annoying
Yeah.
frisky.
I mean, when you get a bull mastiff that's frisky, that's a
Yeah,
problem.
that would be
okay?
a problem. So she's female, and she's spayed and ready to go home and have fun.
Billy, I was looking on your Facebook page, and I gotta love the when you get a review that says, "We went online and we picked out a car because buying cars is a hassle, and we came in just to really pay for it, pick it up, and leave." And it was actually, they used the F word. They said it was actually fun buying a car
Oh, look at that.
at Annapolis Subaru.
It really can be.
Mhm.
I mean, it's one of those things that a lot of people dread. A lot of people don't want to do. You only have to do it every, depends on your buying cycle, every 5 years, 3 years, 10 years sometimes.
Right.
And we understand that. And we understand that, we do this every day. But for most people, this is a big deal. So we try to make it fun. It doesn't need to be all, we're serious when we have to be, but it can be a fun experience. It can be enjoyable. It doesn't have to be like pulling teeth.
Yeah. Well, I tend to fall in the category of that customer that I want to come in, get it over with, and get done with. I mean, I don't want to get into the whole back and forth. And I'm sure there are some people that really enjoy the back and forth.
There are people that really do enjoy that.
I'm not leaving unless you discount another 23 cents.
Yeah, I want to go
They
through
wanna
every
haggle
manager
and-
possible
Yes.
until I get to the
The
guy in
numbers.
charge.
That number.
And if he says no, then I'll do it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Then I'm going to go ahead and buy it.
Yeah, then I'll get it.
But I'll tell you, the icing on the cake on that review was funny. Is that we got the car home. It was a pre-owned car, even though they call it used. It was a pre-owned car.
Okay.
It said just an odd, something popped up, an issue with it on Friday afternoon, of course. And they said Annapolis Subaru paid to have it towed. They fixed it over the weekend, and it was back in their driveway on Monday.
Wow, what service.
I mean,
We want customers to be happy.
Oh my
we want
gosh.
people to enjoy their vehicles, and we understand that, everyone works, and, their money is very important to them. Their time is very important to them. And, if something happens, we try to get it taken care of as quickly as possible. So it's all of our cars go through Maryland State inspection. We put them through Gold Check certification. If it's not a certified pre-owned vehicle, if it's a certified pre-owned vehicle, it goes through a 152-point inspection. So we do everything we can to make sure that these cars are,
they're going to last for you.
quality cars that are going to last and not have issues. But at the end of the day, they're also machines.
Mhm.
And sometimes, even just a different person driving it than the person who drove it prior
That's true.
can cause a little something to go weird. But, we always try to take care of our customers.
At the end of the day, we're all machines too.
Yeah.
That's right.
My brain hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you, the heat is unbelievable
Oh,
out
boy.
right now. And I mean,
Yes.
right now, I mean, it's Friday, so it's starting to break a little bit. But I mean, I know we're in for a little bit more of the summer before we head in the fall. But
Tuesday and Wednesday were brutal.
oh,
Yeah.
you just
Like-
walked out and it was just like you didn't want to breathe.
It was sauna like, oh, hello.
You didn't want to breathe there. But it's a good time to remind people with summer to take care of people like Miss Frisky here.
Yes. And please don't leave them in the car. They don't need to go out this time of year.
I don't even think you should leave them outside when it's 105
I
degrees.
know.
No.
It's
I mean,
like,
good Lord.
good. Take them out on a leash, let them potty, and bring them right back
I had
in.
to move
They
like a couple
cannot.
things from my car.
Yeah.
Like from one car to another.
Mhm.
Maybe 4 minutes.
Mhm.
I sweat through my entire shirt.
Think how they feel. They're wearing little fur
I know.
coats.
I know.
I had a friend yesterday that was out in her car and she said, I'm just sitting here in my car and my phone said, we'll start up again when we cool down.
Yes, that happened to mine this morning.
I mean, it's crazy, but I mean, you know, you don't want to take the animals in the car. You certainly don't want to leave them in the car. Limit their walks. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
In the morning and in the
Yes.
evening when the sun's, you know, just come up or just gone down. Access to plenty of water. I'm
Don't
just coming
forget-
up with my own tips here.
Oh, no.
Hey, you're not
great.
reading any notes, John. This is off.
Look at that.
No, I wrote them, but I mean, I'm not going to say it's off the top of my head, but, you know, no pavement.
That's just so. I was when we were at Miss Frisky and I were walking and we were on the cement
carried
and it's not, and I carried her in because I thought the blacktop.
Well, they said on your Facebook page, on the Anne Arundel County SPCA's page, said when it's 95 degrees out, here we'll quiz you, Billy. What's the temperature of sand, do you think, when it's 95 degrees out?
Sand?
Yeah.
Like at a beach or just
Yeah, like it, say, bands in the sand,
How deep is it?
walking on it.
Okay. I don't know.
What shoes are you
One,
wearing?
119.
120. Very good.
Ooh.
Price is right. I would have got that.
That
Yeah,
is.
Go.
you're
That
close
is.
enough.
What about walking on the sidewalk?
On the concrete or the pavement?
Concrete
Great.
sidewalk.
Let's go with a 127.
140.
Whoa.
Dang.
right.
No wonder
Now,
the little
what about
paws hurt.
walking on the side of the road, asphalt?
Ooh.
Okay, so that's got to be like 150.
155.
Oh, that's brutal.
You wouldn't want it on your feet. I certainly don't want it on the
not
pup's
on
feet.
these precious paws.
Good Lord.
Isn't that when they say you could fry an egg in
Yeah.
like no time?
I would say
look
so.
at these
yeah.
little paws. There's no way they
I
could
know.
handle 150.
Those little black pads would be all
Yeah.
pink and burned and
Yeah,
stuff
we've
like
been doing
that.
a
So
lot of
it's-
air conditioning services on vehicles this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had a little bit of a complaint about your AC like before
All of a
this week,
sudden,
they're like, "That's it, I'm done.
I need it
I
fixed
gotta
now.
get it in."
Mhm.
Well, I had one in my house.
Yeah,
You know, it went
Yeah.
down. I was like,
I've had
oh,
a few
gosh, you're
employees
kidding
that
me.
have like had to run out and handle AC concerns at their house because they have kids, they have pets, and
Yeah.
something went up, and it was like it's 93 degrees in my room.
Yeah. And the dogs feel it first because my air conditioning went down too. And good God, they were panting so much faster. You know what I mean? Like they were feeling it much faster.
Oh,
than
sure.
even
It's
I
not
was
just.
feeling it.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can tell when they're running and they're tired.
Yes.
It's more of a deep, like catch your breath.
Right.
See, and then
Yeah.
and then
That was good. That was good.
That was
well, then
good.
when you get the heat exhaustion, it's more like a very shallow
Look,
breath.
Miss Frisky's like, hey,
Miss
are
Frisky's
you a
like, hey,
dog?
you need to get help. You need to get water, but have plenty of water for them. You know, make sure
Absolutely,
they
at all
have plenty of
times.
drink. So-
Don't leave them outside
But-
in the sun.
I saw a magazine called How to Geek said that the BRZ is the best. What do they say? The best sports car for your daily driver for about 30,000.
What's the magazine called?
How to Geek. I
How
don't know
to
what it is.
Geek?
I mean, it's not flying off the shelves at Barnes and
I mean,
Noble.
it sounds like it's a probably pretty educated customer base or reader base there. So I would trust their opinion. I believe them.
There you go. It is a sharp looking car, though.
It is a sharp.
It is. And again, you've got all of the other wonderful Subarus that are up here at Annapolis Subaru.
Yep.
149 Old Solomon's Island Road and out here in the heat.
Out here in the heat, we only have, like we talked about last week, John, we only have a couple more days where you can take advantage of the current excise tax rate of 6% before it goes up to 6.5% on Tuesday, July 1st.
You missed it last week, Kelly, that we talked about. The state of Maryland makes more money on a car than Subaru does.
They typically do, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they're getting their cut every single time.
That
We
is
could sell a car, we could
crazy.
sell a car and lose money, and they're still going to get 6%.
That's right, no matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah, so the
No matter
registration fees, the titling fees, and the excise taxes have all increased.
Yeah.
And that all goes in on July 1st. So we
July
want to
1st.
make sure if you are looking for a car to do that. And I think there's probably also still some tariff cars that are available. So it's
We've got
really
a few. Yeah, come on. It's a good time.
But Annapolis Subaru at 149 Old Solomon's Island Road. You can go to AnnapolisSubaru.com. But equally as important as your Crosstrek or your Outback or your BRZ or your WRX, you've got Miss Frisky. She is a female, 2 to 3 years old. They're not quite sure, but boy, she has a lot of energy. And I say that with all sorts of love.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
because
not
she's
like,
sweet. She's very sweet.
that's not a euphemism for like she's going to tear your house
No.
It's
apart.
not,
No.
it's not like, I mean, we've had some annoying dogs in here. Love dogs. But
Not SPCA dogs. No.
Kelly, you
They-
were mauled by a golden retriever puppy.
Maud is
You
a
were
very strong
mauled.
word.
You couldn't even get off the ground. Pretty sure you were a
I was
little-
loved
you were a
by
little
that
annoyed.
golden. I was loved by that golden.
No, but you know, sometimes there's the energy where it's like, you know, they're like ADHD. And they're like, this, that, the other thing. This dog is just like
Chilling,
chilling,
but happy.
Also, like
Very happy
yeah,
dog.
very perky.
She is where she's been on Billy's desk the entire time we're recording, hasn't torn anything off, hasn't peed
No.
on it.
Not yet.
Peed on it. We should
No.
probably get her off.
Well, let's get her off and let's get a home for her. She is ready to go home. You can see more about her at the AACSPCA.org, or you can run to the SPCA, make an appointment for a meet and greet. Again, she would be great with a family which has dogs or kids or solo. Just a lot of fun. This is a dog that seems like she's got an awful lot of love to give for the
She
next
sure does.
situation of her life. Will she shed?
They don't
Or-
shed much. No.
Yeah, I was
she
going
will
to say
not
this
shed
seems like
much.
a non
Yeah.
shedding hair, but let's go find her a home.
Sounds good to me.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.